Here with you. Hi, my name is Sue Park, and I'm here to help you become familiar with your Google Drive and Google Docs. So let me share my screen and we'll get started. So you can see that I'm on my just my normal Google Drive, a regular Google search page. And I have two Google accounts, one for personal business and one for my professional business. And this little icon here lets me know that I'm on the one for my personal business. Well, I want to change it, so I'm going to click on it. And because I'm already signed in, I'm going to click on the other icon. So my circle up here changed, and that lets me know where I am. I can also hover on the circle and it will give me the email address that is connected to that account. So there's a whole lot of Google products that are attached to your Google account. And we're going to click on what I call the waffle right here. It's always there. And it will show you the many things that Google has created for you to use. And a lot of them have uses that you will find helpful. We're going to, and you probably are already using Gmail. We're going to start with Google Docs. So we're just going to click on Docs, and that's going to open up a new sheet for you, a new window. And we want a brand new clean piece of paper. So we're going to click on the blank with the colorful plus sign. There, now we have our clean piece of paper and we're ready to do our typing. If you are a student who has dyslexia or someone who has challenges with typing, and there are many reasons for those challenges, here's the tool that I like to start students with, and that is up here at the very top, the Tools tab. We're going to click on the Tools tab, and then we're going to scroll down. We'll look at all these others later, and we're going to click on Voice Typing. This is my favorite tool. You can see that we've got our microphone now, and we can click to speak. And as soon as I do, it's going to start typing what I say. I love the fact that I can click this little microphone and the computer will print out, type out what I say, period. I can go back in and change things, comma, edit things, comma, or even delete things, period. New line. Yes, I do have to say the punctuation, period. That's a bummer, especially for younger students, comma, but it's a bummer that we can deal with, period. Okay, so you can see that I just clicked on the microphone and it is no longer typing what I say. So we've got a lot of squiggles under things, and we'll look at that in just a minute. That is the other feature about, or another feature about Google Docs that I really like, that it's going to help me clean up my writing. So let me go across the toolbar and tell you what we have. The first one is the undo arrow. Listen, that's going to be your new favorite tool. You can undo any mistake that you make. And if you decide, oh, wait, no, that mistake was a good one, well, you could redo it. So those are great options. Of course, we have our printer option and we have spell check. We have the paint format, which, you know what, I don't know what that does. We have our zoom. Okay, I have a little difficulty reading smaller print now that I'm aging a bit. So I can make things larger. And sorry, my daughter's in the background giving me a hard time. So the normal text here, this is the default. It's going to just type in this font at this size, but we have lots of options. If I want to change it, then I can highlight what I want to change and come over here. It is going to default to Arial, but we can change it. You know, maybe I'm feeling a little lobsterish and I want it to be more creative. Okay, well, now it's smaller. I like the font, but now I can't read it. So I need to increase the size. So the plus sign, whoops, wait, too large. So the minus sign. You know, this one looks like it's in bold, but it's actually not. So I can click on the B for bold, and you know, I can't tell the difference. So let's change our lobster font to a different one. Let's go to the Architect's Daughter. Now I'm really going to be able to tell the difference between bold and not bold. Okay, so the I stands for italics. The U, we can underline whatever we want. The A is going to tell us our text color. So it's going to default to black, but look at the array of colors that I can choose from. Let's say I want them all to be blue. Okay, well, that's hard to read. So nope, not blue. I'm going to change it to the dark blue. Okay, that's better. If I want to highlight something, maybe I want to consider making a change to it later. You highlight it with your cursor and then you click the highlight. You can choose a color. And now it's more obvious to notice and will be easier to go back and look at. If I wanted to insert a link to another website, I would use that one. If I were to add a comment, I would use that one. And let's say I want to insert an image. That's a good one. This one, since we're talking about Google, we'll search the web for an image. Let's do a Google Maps image. Okay. You know what? I like the Google car. So I've selected it and now I'm going to insert it. Okay, well, you know what? That's pretty big. So if I click on it and grab the blue corner, I can make it smaller. There is more that you can do with your pictures, but that's not really the focus of this video. So I'm just going to make it small enough to get it out of the way. I'm going to move it over here. That was a click and drag. This yellow is now larger because of the size of the image. If I moved the image, let's see, I'm going to hit enter. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I did not mean to get rid of my picture, so I'm going to hit undo. There, it's back. What I meant to do was move this down a line there. It looks like the picture is highlighted, so well, I don't know why it's yellow. Okay. These three right here, you're not going to use a whole lot unless you're a younger student or you need to add images. But back to your important ones for writing your documents. This one is going to allow you to decide whether it's going to be aligned on the left, aligned in the center. Oh, it's moving my image, or aligned to the right. I am going to select the whole thing. Notice how my edges are ragged. They don't all end at the same place. I can choose this one, and all of the ends, the edges will end at the same place. Unless, of course, it's the end of the paragraph. I like that one. I think I'll leave it that way. This one that has the arrow that extends up and down is going to help you with your spacing. If you're doing a paper for a teacher, typically you have to select double space. All right, so remember, I have everything highlighted already. So I was able to select double space. If you want to add a checklist, I'm going to go to the next line. I'm going to select a checklist, and it gives me a box that I can use. So let's say my checklist is about the things that you need to check after you do a paper. So I tell my students that they need to use COPS. So that stands for capitalization. I can't spell and talk too. The P is for punctuation. Whoops. I forgot my O. Oh, that's cool. The O is for overall appearance. And then my S is for spelling. Just a nice little checklist. I could change it if I didn't want the checklist. Maybe I wanted a bulleted list. I have lots of options. Now, if you're doing a outline, then this is your standard option for doing an outline without the numbers and letters. If you need to do the formal outline with the numbers and letters, there's that option. It doesn't show the second level because I don't have any there. So let's say notice how many, well, it's double spaced. Let's say that I want this whole section to move over to the left. Oh, I can't do that, but I can move it to the right as many times as I want to. It is centered. I don't like where I put it, so I'm moving it back. Okay, so we said that we were going to come back and check out this area where we highlighted. It looks good to me, so I want to get rid of the highlighting. So I'm going to click and drag my cursor over it again and go to the highlighter and choose none. And now that's gone. Okay, we've got to deal with these lines underneath. So I want to go to spell check and grammar check and see what it has to say. So it wants me to change to this. So I can click on it and it changed it. Now it says the rest of it looks good. So I actually disagree. And I do not know why these other things are underlined, but look at my red thing here. Google Docs is going to catch anything that is misspelled and obvious. Okay. So if I change this to the word this, okay, Google Docs isn't going to say that there's anything wrong with that because that is it is correctly spelled. I have a different Chrome extension that I use called Grammarly, and I'll show you how to use that in another video. But what Grammarly is doing is saying, hey, wait a minute, that may be a correct word, but it doesn't fit the sentence. So you need to say the fact. And over here, I left out a comma. So it caught that. I really like Grammarly. It's a nice addition to Google. Okay, so we've typed what we're going to type, and we have not named it. One of the cool things about Google Docs is that it's going to automatically save my document while I'm working on it, even though I haven't given it a name. Now, it just automatically came up with that, and I don't want all of that. It just selected the first sentence. I want to call it Google Docs video. Okay, so now I have a name for it. Now you're wondering, where did it go? How do I know that it's still there? Well, it told me that it's in my drive. Okay, where's my drive? That is easy enough to find. So we're gonna go back to the, we're not going there. We're going to leave Google Docs because I want to show you where it is. So I'm just going to, I'm going to go to, Google Apps up here. See my colorful waffle? It does take me to the home page for my Google account. And the triangle right here is your Google Drive. So that works the same as your C drive or wherever you're storing your normal things, you know, pictures that you save or emails that you save. Google Drive has their own place to save things and they automatically go there. So I'm going to click on my Google Drive and it's taking me to the place where my documents are stored. And see, I have my same digital folders, just like you would on your computer. And here is this top row gives us what we used last. And here's the piece we just worked on. So I can double click on it and there it is. All right, I am going to leave that and go back to the Google Drive because I want to show you that, well, I didn't put it anywhere in particular. So I'm going to click and drag. Okay, I'm not. Once you have another copy of it, then you can click and drag it into the folder that you want. That is the basic bits of information for Google Docs that will get you started. A lot of these tools across the top bar are also located in different places under the different tabs, okay? And remember, your voice typing tab is under the Tools tab. I hope that was helpful and will get you on the road to sharing your documents and using your Google Docs. And keep an eye on my YouTube station for more accessibility videos.